all week or the last couple weeks. But you came to me and you said you heard something in the news, or what happened?
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. Over the weekend, I believe it was Sunday, just scrolling around in the Herald, and I came across an interesting article about Moishe. And it's kind of cool because, everybody here knows him as, the top owner of real estate and half of Flagler, half of Wynwood, most of Flagler. And this article basically touches on a different side of the business, which I wasn't aware of. And it was interesting because this article it's focusing on his other project in Colombia, where he has an agricultural business.
Let me ask you a question. When you look up there, does it look like I'm looking at you?
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to make sure we're not going like Siamese twins.
No. But this article kind of focuses on his other business ventures.
So Moishe Manna, you're talking about, Mr. Majority Property Owner, downtown CBD, Miami, Florida.
Mr. Mayor of Flagler is kind of what I would sum him up.
And then he probably has the majority, I would imagine, landowner of Wynwood as well.
Probably the top landowner. Somewhere around there. He has to
and
be
expanding to Alapata.
Yep. Yeah. And what was interesting because probably a couple months back, we received a bid for the Macarthur Dairy.
Yeah.
And obviously when we get the bid, it's kind of blind. We don't know who's involved. We just get here's the property, put a bid on it. And this article alludes to that. It turns out he purchased the Macarthur Dairy and he kept the operation going. If you read the article, you'll see that.
Isn't that that's what Mika, she did that transaction?
I don't know if Mika was involved in that because remember, I didn't win. I found out about this reading the article. So I think
it was, and I think it was Carrie, the other broker, the industrial.
Right. And my first reaction hearing about this, if you would have told me he's buying the Macarthur Dairy, my reaction is going to bulldoze it and redevelop it, or kind of what he's doing in Flagler, or part of what he's going to do in Wynwood.
Where's the Macarthur Dairy?
Man, off the top of my head, I really have no clue. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it might be near the Magic City Casino, but I might be wrong. It's in the article. Okay. Let's jump into that because.
So here's the article. I have it pulled up. Take a little view of it. It's called "Call Him the Mango Man." This is in the Real Estate News by Rebecca San Juan and Andreas Viglucci. Moishe Manna sprouts fruitful agricultural business in Colombia. So you can scroll down and see what it says. Let's see, if you want to read it, I'll read it. You go ahead.
Kind of starts a little creepy, huh? Moishe Manna wants to be on everyone's plate. The entrepreneur and real estate mogul set its sights beyond Wynwood in downtown Miami years ago, planning and nurturing the seed for an agriculture empire. Now his growing farm holdings and bearing fruit, though he had not loudly touted the venture, which I'm surprised, because normally you would know. It is the newest unexpected turn for Manna, an Israel immigrant who parlayed a single van into a moving storage and warehousing fortune, a money-making art enterprise, and a massive land holding in Miami.
So he's buying land in Colombia.
Yes.
Sounds weird.
Right? And like his Manna contemporary art forays and sometimes, I can't even pronounce it. Quizzical goals. He espouses in Wynwood and downtown Flagler districts. His Colombian farming operations is a mix of heady idealism and hard-nosed business sense from the self-made billionaire. The agrarian side of Manna's vast multi-faceted commercial enterprise flies under the radar and is little known in Miami, where the man has become synonymous with Wynwood and downtown real estate, which we all know that is true.
Here goes the largest thing.
Yeah. Miami's largest single landowner quietly launched Manna Grow Fresh in 2014 alongside co-founder and partner Shagway Stern in Colombia's second largest city of Medellin. Well, we all know Medellin's reputation, but it's kind of cool that he's trying to. The consumer brand is part of Mana Agro, the agricultural division of Mana Common, Mana's real estate holding company in downtown Miami. It sells a selection of crops and dairy throughout the world and plans to expand its production this year.
Okay.
This is interesting. The company owns 2,471 acres of farmland throughout Colombia, mainly in the Antigua province, which sits along the Andes Mountains, Stern said. It employed 200 people. In addition to dairy products, farmers cultivate Tahiti limes, mangoes, orange, pineapple, and corn. The product reaches 15 countries, including Argentina, Spain, the United States, Japan, and the United Arab Emirates. We believe Colombia could be the garden to feed the world. It has the Pacific and the Atlantic Ocean. It had plenty of land, Stern said. Colombia is a country with many natural resources. Managua Fresh is close to starting a new chapter. By late 2022, Stern said, the company anticipates spending $70 million to buy 90 acres of land and to start the cultivation of avocados. It had planned to hire 2,000 employees as part of its expansion. Stern and Mana spent an undisclosed amount in 2014 to launch the company. Last year, it racked in the millions of revenue. Albert Bedellano III, Mana's Common Vice President of Marketing Communication. But Stern said, Managua Fresh is more than a business. Whenever we talk, it's never about money or profits. It's about impact, Stern said, about the multiple phone calls with Mana, who is also a frequent visitor to Colombia in any given week. Moishe wants to know how we are talking to the farmers, making better quality produce and improving standards. Although it is not Moishe's biggest investment, he is very passionate about it. Stern and his team visited 1,500 farmers a year to provide financial and technical advice to farmers. The agricultural firm is one of numerous businesses Mana owns in addition to Mana Common and Mana Winwood. In fact, Berdayan said, Moishe truly has no idea as far as the number of companies he owns. Mana owns over 1,000 various legal entities organized for various purposes under different portfolios, including 70 technology companies. Mana stepped into farming the same way he stepped into his businesses, seeing potential and room for long-term growth. As I traveled to Latin America, I started philosophizing. I totally understood that food is going to be the biggest problem in the future, Mana said. He said he observed his travels in Colombia that many young generations of farmers intended to sell their family land. It was painful, he said. They said they don't want it because to be a farmer is to be a slave. They see a kid in Wall Street make a phone call, make 5 times what they make in a year. Mana said he decided to invest in farming in Colombia to bring in technology that would help streamline the production process as well as implement a 5-day instead of 6-day work week. His goal is to show future generations of farmers how the industry can be sustainable. It is not just Colombia. In 2020, and this is what you and I just talked about, Mana acquired Macarthur Dairy in Miami on the border of Little River and Little Haiti neighborhood for $16.5 million. Just like Managua Fresh, Macarthur Dairy falls under the Mana Agro division of Mana Common. Instead of redeveloping the properties as many expected, including myself, he kept producing milk in collaboration with Cremoland, a New Jersey-based company. Our business is beyond real estate, Mana said. I'm not George Perez, the big Miami condo developer, building every day. I am building for a purpose. It is not my business to just build buildings.
But is Mana really building anything?
Well, you said it, not me. I don't think he's
built anything yet.
Yeah,
I don't think he's built a real building in Miami yet.
I haven't seen one.
He's gutted the office building downtown,
I think the only thing I've observed that he's done. I mean, we're not being critical of him, but it's just the fact. I
mean, this is cool. I mean, I think it's very cool. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. Like,
it's different.
His partner is from Colombia. I didn't get who.
I didn't.
You can just go into Colombia and buy land.
I don't know. I really don't know. But I found interesting is that we're all used to seeing him as, landowner, Wynwood, downtown Miami, his visions of redeveloping all these projects. And here he comes, buys a dairy factory in the middle of Little Haiti, Little River neighborhood, which, I should know the location.
I wonder if I can get Moishe. I'm gonna try to get an interview with Moishe.
That'd be cool. I don't see why not. We reach out to Paul and try to get something coordinated.
Yeah, or Misha.
Or Misha. Why not?
Misha. We both said Misha.
Mika. But you know what? I mean, let's be real. It'd be a hell of an interview.
Yeah, I mean, you'd have to do some good research and come up with some really good questions. But
of course,
I mean, just this, what's the attraction to farming? I mean, he says in the article, he wants to bring technology to, turn away the 6-day week and put it in 5-week. But it's how do you? I don't know, man. It's
what's the attraction?
He's like a mystery.
I'm going to tell you what the attraction is. Cheap land. Pretty sure. I mean, you got the whole world to buy acres.
Yeah.
He's from Israel. The man had money. Let's not be real. And at the end of the day,
he's like an oligarch, though.
Yeah, but
that's what it seems like.
Yeah.
I mean, it always goes back. Yeah, he had a couple trucks and he moved around trash. Yeah. He got this much. Now he has 70 tech companies and all these from moving around trash.
Yeah, at the end of the day, what is this? Did he get from Colombia land that was seized from the drug lord and then turned around and sold it to him?
But how do they even allow him to be there?
That's the $1 million question. I personally think he probably partnered up maybe this gentleman, which I really don't know the details, and I'm just speculating, by the way.
Say who the guy is?
It has to be somebody from Colombia and a Colombian citizen. I can't see how the Colombian government would allow.
Co-founder and partner Sheng Turn in Colombia's second largest city, Medellin, but doesn't say who he is.
Mm-hmm.
So we'd have to
figure out who he is, because at the end of the day, and I'm pretty sure, like any other country, he's a foreign investor. And to get this amount of land, I can see the vision. I can see the selling points. 5 days a week, work day instead of 6. Increasing technology, updating, bringing revenue to the government, whatever it is. But at the end of the day, you got to sell something. There's got to be a reason why they were allowing him to buy all this land.
So here's I just Googled the partner's name, and it says Israeli-owned agriculture investment company Mangro this past week announced the acquisition of Pacific Fruits, a leading Colombian produce exporter. So they bought a Colombian company.
Yeah.
How do you say it? Managro, yeah, is a venture established in Colombia in 2014 by Israeli businessman, and the purpose to drive the development of agribusiness in Valle de Cauca in the country. Cauca, according to the Shangi Stern, the organization's executive director. The acquisition consisted of the company's offices in Valle de Cauca, its operations, packing houses, strategic channel, and development of nuance. So it already had it going on. They bought the whole company. Pacific Fruit International is a strategic location looking to Asia with the state-of-the-art.
Where's this article from, by the way?
Machinery. I just Googled it. Capacity to exports the volume required by the market and with room to expand. It has all the certificates required to export everywhere in the world and has led the diversification of export to avocados. This is coming from the Bogota Post.
Oh, Bogota Post. Straight from the Colombia.
I went right to the source, man.
Yeah.
Pacific Fruits is one of the major exporting companies and has avocado in the country. Has approximately 70 employees. In 2019, the company exported around 250 containers with an export. So this company was for sale, or?
You notice a difference between the Miami Herald article and the Bogota Post.
Yeah, but look, it's all Americans.
It's all American, Colombian. Yeah. What did it say the date? Because I see the date there right on the right there where it said buy right there, right below the
April 27th, 2022.
Yeah. No. If you see the headlines,
2020. February 15, 2020.
So it looks to me like it's been not just buying land, but buying a corporation which owns X amount of acreages.
Yeah. I mean, it's
interesting.
He's interesting. Like, what? I thought he was building the hub technology, live work thing and big vision on, that I saw in 2016 from Anna.
And we saw it in 2019, 2020, 2021, and we're in 2022.
I think Mayor Suarez has done more to bring tech to the country, to the city than Mana.
Well, I mean, look,
Mana's hosting the conference, but
that's his facility.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, I mean, you look at downtown Miami. I mean,
so that means they've rented it from him.
Yeah, exactly. He's making money off of it. Let's be real. Let's talk about the Flagler Beautification project, right? It's going on right now. We know it's going on.
Well, he stalled it.
He stalled it. Why did he stall it?
To change the bricks, the pavers.
Exactly. Now, why can he do that? Because he owns half of Flagler, maybe most of Flagler.
He's the majority landowner.
He's the majority landowner in Flagler, right?
Have some respect.
Yeah, man. I do respect. I mean, I admire the guy. I mean, let's be real. I mean, he had a vision.
Yeah.
Listen, well, he invested in Wynwood back when he started buying. Wynwood wasn't what it is now, and look what it. I mean,
obviously he doesn't think that it is where he needs to be when he starts building, because he hasn't started building.
Well, yeah. I mean, it really is just he really is the only developer that hasn't broken ground on Wynwood. I mean, it's a fact.
That still has the land.
From back in the day.
Yeah.
Why? He sees something that we don't see, and to each his own, right? We're just stating the obvious. Now, when it gets back to Flagler, I mean, Flagler still has a problem, and we know what the problem is. Problem with Flagler is the homeless.
Flagler has a problem?
Yeah, the First Avenue.
Well, the developer today on my phone call said that he laughed at when I, used one of the properties off of Flagler, which is a brand new, I don't even know how many floors it is, 40-story high, not even finished development. And he said that is not comparable to my property because it's on Flagler.
Right. And why did he say that? Who would want to walk there at night? I heard his exact words.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, it's obvious. That, to me personally, that's the biggest problem that needs to be addressed.
Yeah, but if Mana would build, he would address it.
Well, he did,
because that Mellow project is right across the street from the Mana project.
I would agree, but what he's doing right now with that building that he's gutting on South Miami Avenue, I believe that's the Tesla one, if I'm not mistaken.
No,
which is that one?
Tesla?
It's not Tesla.
Where are you talking about?
The one that we've appraised a couple of times. The one that's like a building right now. It's the only building that's actually doing something with. The one that's gutted.
But
that's
Tesla
a complete shell.
Is in Wynwood.
No. We're talking about the one on South Miami Avenue, and that when we went to the offices, that we saw the shell. Yeah, in downtown. Yeah. That we said, hey, you actually working on this. Across the street from that, I remember when I went to do the inspection. It was middle of daytime, and I've had 4 or 5 people come up to me asking me for money.
Did you give them any money?
Of course not.
Why not?
Because I didn't have any cash.
Sure.
They didn't have the little thing on the phone where you swipe.
It's right here, right?
Yeah.
This is it, right? Mm-hmm. It's South Miami Ave and Southeast.
That's the one.
Street.
That gutted. That one is the first one that I've seen progress. Where we're actually seeing a brand new development
right here, building right here.
But you see, right across the street from that, there is a development going on. It's going to end up being a Class A product office.
What?
The one on South Miami Avenue.
I'm interested. I'd like to see it.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. If they could get that done quickly,
it's going to start the process.
No, if they could get that done quickly, they would have timed the market perfect for delivering some good office product.
What that area needs
absorbed fast.
That area does not have. It has office, but it doesn't have that quality of office.
I mean, it's either being built,
World
Center area, or it's being built in Brickell.
Come on, I mean, you just said it, Brickell. That's the other side of the bridge.
Not far.
Yeah, but the other side of the bridge. We're talking about the north side of the bridge. You know, that area lacks quality Class A product. And
yeah, but he has to do it. He owns all the land. No one else can do it.
I agree with you. I mean, it's an interesting conversation to have because at the end of the day, he has the ability to convert, and you don't even have to demolish. Some of those properties have a lot of potential, and he had the ability to convert that to some nice Class A product. And my opinion, to address the homeless problem, very simple. And this is just my thought. I mean, this is just straight off of is when you start the construction project, you need to barricade for safety reasons. OSHA is not going to allow you to just develop with no precaution or trespassing or anybody coming into your construction site. The minute you start barricading that, it will deter the homeless from being on that property. They're going to go somewhere else, whether it be a block away, 2 blocks away, 3 blocks away. They're not going to be in that congregating in that First Avenue section, because all you have to do is cross the bridge. You're on First Avenue. And it's interesting because because you and I did it, we did that walk. The minute you walk across the bridge, you got First Avenue, you saw it. It's like a whole line, and you go 2 blocks in, and it's fine.
Yeah.
There's something about that corridor that
I'd like to be a fly on the wall with that meeting, whoever he talks to, when they talk about and they forecast what's going to happen in the future with that area.
You can say whatever you want, because right now Miami.
Like, do they go like, "Hey, so what are we doing down?" Never mind.
Well, you know what?
Have you seen my avocados in Colombia?
All you have to do is say tech. That's the big thing, and it's like,
yeah, but
it comes to a point where that only goes so far, right? So
yeah, because the tech's going to go to the Class A that's being built on Miami Beach.
Of course, because we're seeing it. Why is it that Miami Beach has better Class A product than downtown Miami?
Did you hear that?
I don't know what that was. Oh, what? That sounds like the 9th floor.
I don't know.
Somebody's getting beating up there, I guess. But no, but let's be real. Why is Miami Beach, which has 2 points of access, the east side of Miami Beach, not the east side, I'm sorry, the south side of Miami Beach, has 2 causeways, 1 way in, 1 way out, has better Class A product than downtown Miami.
It doesn't have Class A product right now. They're building.
Well, okay, I'm sorry. There's enough of demand that they're building.
There's literally like 1 building that's Class A kind of right now, and that's the Starwood.
But what's on the pipeline?
Yeah, they're building it.
They're building it.
I think because
they're leased, by the way. They're not just building it and saying we're building this.
Because the city is initiating it, giving up the parking structures to build the Class A on it.
Okay.
Bidding it out to the developers, allowing these people. And then with the brokers that are out there who are being aggressive and finding these tenants and bringing them there, I mean, that's big ups on those guys.
But why can't they bring them to downtown Miami?
Because they're not sold on it. They're sold on the beach because you got the beach.
You got the beach. What do you got? A gorgeous view from your office view?
Still grimy.
I get it. But I mean, at the end of the day,
you got the beach.
You got the beach. But at the end of the day, we're talking about, forget about the executives, because they can come in and come out whenever they want. Let's talk about the lower tier employees, the analysts, the office admins. These are the individuals that got to go in and out every single day, 9 to 5, and commute from various locations from Dade County. There's a huge difference in your commute going from Kendall, for example, to downtown Miami, where you can hop on the Metro Rail and walk 2 blocks to your office, versus being forced to drive in a car to go to Miami Beach.
I don't know. You lost me. So
what's better is downtown, because you got public transportation. You can take the Metro Rail
to where?
To Government Center, and then walk 3 or 4 blocks and you're into your Class A office, versus having.
Where are you living?
If you're living in Kendall and you drive to the Metro Rail station and you hop on it, which a lot of people do, and commute to downtown Miami. I'm not
sold because I think someone could live downtown and drive to Miami Beach way faster than it takes you to get in your car. If you live in
downtown, dude. I'm talking about the majority of the people, and I guarantee you
that work in finance.
No, that work in
Kendall.
No, I don't think so. No. We're not talking. But you're missing my point. I'm talking about the admin. Mm-hmm. I'm talking about and I'm not diminishing their roles. I'm talking about the lower tier secretaries, the admins, the people that do the blue collar people. I'm not blue collar. They're white collar. I agree. But the point I'm making is these individuals do not live in downtown Miami.
Yeah, but I don't think it's a big difference from downtown to Miami Beach. To tell you the truth, it's like a 5-minute drive. It's
in rush hour.
No one's driving there in rush hour. I go there. I took my kid in the beach every morning. There's no traffic, dude.
Well,
there's traffic, but there's not.
But
it moves on. You know what I mean?
I agree. But but from downtown to the beach, we're talking. Listen, I come from Palmetto Bay, and just from Palmetto Bay.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think the admin that's working on Miami Beach and stuff like that are living in Kendall. I don't know. I could be wrong. Whatever.
I mean,
I don't know.
Even if they live forget about Kendall. Even if they live in North Miami. At the end of the day, you're talking about the 2 bridges. You got the Causeway on 395, and you got the 195
What's
Causeway.
Your point? Why isn't there Class A being built on downtown?
In downtown? I really don't know. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Why are they going to the beach? Because in downtown Miami, you have the ability of people to use the public transportation. That's what it's designed for. If you think about it, it was designed to ease congestion on US 1. 95, 836. That was the original design of the Metro Rail. They're building in
Miami Beach because the Class C buildings that they have there
hadn't been touched since the 70s.
Well, yeah, I mean,
or the 80s.
Yeah, so that's why they're building it.
I agree.
And those buildings are full.
Have you seen the downtown product though? I mean, either you're coming in and spending a hell of a lot of money on TI. Or you're coming in and you're just getting a freaking white wall with brown carpet.
Build an office building downtown takes a lot more money.
I would agree with that.
They're building a way little smaller.
But I'm not talking about ground up. I'm talking about coming in and just gutting and redoing what's already there. And that's what I'm surprised hasn't been done with some of these Mana product.
I mean, we worked it to that building on, I forget what.
No, but
that avenue is, but they took a really cool building and they did the whole.
But what happened to WeWork? I mean, that's a single tenant.
That's one company. I mean, like they actually did do that, but you know, I mean, and there's stuff going on downtown, but I've always struggled with downtown because when I'm in downtown, it's more of a commitment for a developer to.
I agree, but when I'm in downtown, as somebody who's in commercial real estate, I look around and I see the potential, right? Because the way I view downtown is very simple. If you can't afford Brickell, what's your next option? You're not going to, obviously right now, your next option, not even the beach, because the beach is even higher rent right now than Brickell.
It depends what your tenant is. I mean, the people that are going to the beach are the techs and the financials. Companies. They don't need to be by the courthouse. They don't need to be by the lawyers.
I agree. But we have a mayor who's Mr. Tech.
Yeah.
Why hasn't he done more of an effort to keep that tech in downtown? Bringing the tech to Dade County is one thing, but bringing the tech to city of Miami is another completely topic here because he doesn't.
City of Miami Beach. People sell Miami Beach.
Oh, I agree.
That's the marketing thing.
But he's not the mayor of Miami-Dade or the mayor of Miami Beach. He's the mayor of the city of Miami.
Yeah, but still.
And he'd be an interesting guy if he's listening to this to get on board and interview.
They're working hand in hand to, bring companies to South Florida. I mean, now we're fighting with West Palm. We're fighting with Broward for these tech.
Oh, companies. Yeah. I would probably say more Palm Beach than Broward.
I don't know. I mean, yeah, right now. Yes, I agree. But I wouldn't shake off Broward.
No, not at all. Not at all. Especially when you got the Bright Line over there in downtown Fort Lauderdale. No, not at all.
The whole Las Olas area where they can,
I would agree with that.
A ton of brand new products there and where you can live and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you're a tech company, I think I would rather be either in Palm Beach or Miami Beach.
It's funny because there's the South is where we're located, downtown, Brickell, Financial, and you got the north, which is Palm Beach. You know, people tend to underestimate Fort Lauderdale for some reason. If you hear the news, what do you hear? West Palm Financial District.
Well, it's not that big.
The Wall Street of the South.
You don't have in Fort Lauderdale, you don't have so the downtown of West Palm and where they're building now office, to the right, you have Palm Beach Island.
Of course. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Super exclusive.
High-end, exclusive. Right? Yeah.
In Miami, you have, you have like North Miami Beach, right? Which is super nice towers over there. And then you have to the south, Coconut Grove, super nice houses.
That area, by the way, has completely been redone. I mean, it's not the Grove of our college days.
So in Fort Lauderdale, you don't have that.
No.
The surrounding area is not a great area. You have the towers downtown, but you don't have that
luxury home.
Area right there.
You know what you have around there is a lot of multifamily. And it's funny because it's that Victoria Park, that whole lower, it's more of a Class B, C, granted, they're building Class A in downtown Fort Lauderdale. I'm not going to diminish that.
Downtown Fort Lauderdale is Class A.
But when you go out, just all you have to do.
A ton of it.
Yeah, venture out. But if you look at the surroundings, multifamily.
Broward is about west.
Yes.
Weston,
everything out there. Sunrise.
That's where all the money is in Broward.
Yeah. And if you know
I-75 way out there.
Exactly right.
Equestrian stuff, it's out there.
It's out there. But you don't get that in Dade. What you get in Dade West is industrial.
Yeah, but I mean, you can go south and get equestrian, you can go south and get land, or if you say
in Broward, you mean?
No.
On Dade.
In Dade, if you stayed to the coast, you have the whole what is it called where in Coral Gables, Black Point, not Black Point.
No, Black Point is by where I live.
But just a little bit north of that is
Madison Hammock?
No, the other real high end
Gables by the Sea?
That, and there's something else.
There's a Grove Isle. There's I drive by that area all the time on my way home.
But yeah, that's the point though, is there's more high end. So your top end C-level, C-suite execs, they gravitate to that kind of stuff.
Of course, because at the end of the day, look, for me, I mean, I'm nowhere near that level of exec. I live in Palmetto Bay. It takes me the same amount of time to commute here to this office than it does for someone who lives in South Broward to come into downtown Brickell area. And when you think about Fort Lauderdale, it's either you live west or you live in South Broward. You don't see many people in Dade going, I'm going to go work in Fort Lauderdale for some reason.
I don't know anyone that drives.
I don't know anybody to Fort Lauderdale. I'm in the same boat as you. Most of the people that I know work in downtown Miami or work in Brickell. Yeah. So I guess what the point I'm trying to make about all this about downtown Miami is you have the one thing that will attract the commuters, and that is the Metro Rail. You have it right there. And I've never understood why, and this is just me as an observer, having not one, well, I would say one, maybe two Metro Rail stations, Metro Mover, all lumped into this one small sector of Miami. Why hasn't that area taken off to the level that Brickell took off? Because when I was a kid, in Brickell was not what Brickell is right now.
Yeah, but because the majority landowner is Mana, he has to develop. If he would develop on his site, then downtown would be a different place.
Of course. And the question
that's the answer to your question.
But man, God, dude, we're talking 3-4 years now that at least I've been aware of it.
Yeah, but that's the answer to your question.
If you were to pull a report that was done 3 years ago in the same property in downtown Miami and pull it up today, nothing changed.
Well, I mean, that's...
And it's crazy because with the way, I'm talking about his property. Yeah, I'm sorry. With the way the real estate market is and the strong demand we're starting to see an uptick.
But that just goes back and supports my comment of saying like, I would like to be like a fly on the wall with that discussion on like what's going on with Miami. What are we doing there? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I gotta go.
Avocados in Colombia. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm too busy, having
like,
a dairy.
What is that guy doing, man? Why doesn't he put out a video a day in my life?
Yeah.
All those people that put out those videos like what I ate all day. I want to see what Mana's doing a day in his life.
But, it's funny because anybody who listens to think we're bashing on the guy, but we're not. We're just stating the facts. Okay? Let's be real. How much development has gone on in Wynwood within the past 3 years? Let's not even go back 5-10 years. 3 years. All you have to do is get an aerial map. Go 3 years ago to today. There's only going to be a hole in the west section of Wynwood. And what's that hole? The property that he owns.
But do you think I'd really find out anything if I interviewed him?
Of course not. He's going to. Yeah. I mean, come on. Look. Have you read that Herald article?
I think you'd have to like follow him around.
Exactly. I mean, look at that Herald article compared to the Bogota article. The Herald article had him in a pedestal. Well, the Bogota article was more about the truth. He bought these businesses. Oh yeah. It's funny how the tale of two stories here. The Herald never once mentioned that he purchased. By the way, this is all speculation. This is just you and I talking. This isn't like
it's not you and I talking. We're recording.
We're recording
it and fucking let other people talk.
No, but the point I'm trying to make is this is just our observation from just somebody who's in real estate who's observing all this, saying, "Gee,
there's a lot of people observing though. There's his team. There's the city officials. There's the commission. There's the board. There's all these people. The DD&A and all that stuff. The Downtown Development Authority. Everybody's watching.
Of course,
to see what's going to happen.
You know what? The last assignment I got in Wynwood. You know what the developer told me? We went out there, did my site inspection, and we just said, "Yeah, everything's growing here. Wynwood is expanding." And I said, "Yeah, I know. We see all the growth, and we also see, all the Mana property." He goes, "Mana, huh? That's the only one that hasn't broken ground. I wonder what's going on there." This is the third party. This isn't me. This is somebody telling me this. Now, granted, that Mana, in reality, as an investor, it's a competitor. I mean, we're going to say certain things about our competitors, like, huh? But at the end of the day, something got to give. I mean, dude, the guy hasn't broken ground once. Nothing. Not even on the east side. Not the east side. My directions are all off. The where the school is. No, where the school where the school is right now.
Yeah, Paul said that to us that they're but that school is shut down right now. So
the school shut, but that sector had been
that's
the
like
same way for 3 years.
The school shut down.
You got a project.
They have to move the project over. The affordable housing is coming in there.
Have you seen a crane? Yeah.
Across the street.
Have you seen a bulldozer go in there?
I was more interested in what Arthur Davis doing across the street.
Exactly. You don't even see a sign that said road closed.
What? For what? On
that street. You're going to have to close the road to be able to start reconfiguring the roads, aren't you?
For what?
He's going to expand the roads, right? Remember he talked about expanding the road and connecting it?
Yeah, 5th Street. Right?
Exactly. To be able to do that, you have to close the road, don't you?
Yeah, man, that's like
that's the basic. No, that's the basic infrastructure. Pena. Come on, man. Give me Hey, man, by the end of the podcast, he may not want to talk to us. Who knows?
I don't know about we. Maybe you. But, yeah, man. So, I was trying to find that. It's over here, right? 29th. Where's the 29th at? Oh, 20th, yeah. Yeah, so they're trying to expand this road right here.
Yeah, Fifth Avenue.
Northwest Fifth Ave.
Fifth Avenue needs to be expanded, by the way. Because Fifth Avenue, right now, Northwest 2nd Avenue is the major corridor. So what next? If you expand Fifth Avenue, that'll blow
10
up.
10 years in the future right there.
Dude,
you'll be 60.
That's the thing about it. It's like, why do we need to be 60? You have the controlling interest to be able to expand Fifth Avenue to profit on your land that you owned on Fifth Avenue. Why not?
Yeah, I mean, he has blocks.
He has blocks.
He does have, right where 545 Wynn is the new, office property. He's got this block here. He could do something in this block here. He's got this whole block here. Literally like block after block
after block after block.
So yeah, I don't know, man.
There's certain things we don't know about.
I'm not in a situation.
I'm not either.
That's why I would love to be in this. Hey, Anna, if you're listening,
prop to you, man. I would like admire.
Hire me. I'll be on your team. I am on his team.
We're on it. What do you? We.
I know.
I mean, come on. We're
doing all his evaluations.
I mean, we've done all his valuation. That we're just third-party observers.
Yeah.
And we're bringing up, and we're probably asking the questions the public would ask. Why?
The public has no idea.
Well, yeah, because you got the Herald glorifying him.
No, the public has no idea.
Yeah.
The public knows about things that are built and where they go and they eat.
Public had, outside of that Herald article, the public had no idea how much land he owns in Wynwood.
The public doesn't care though, man.
No, they probably don't. Yeah, I would agree with that.
I don't go into a city that I've never been before and go,
who's the largest landowner?
Yeah, never.
No. But let me tell you though, I got to give him this. The vision that he had and the fact that he purchased all those parcels in Wynwood way ahead of his time, because he didn't purchase on Northwest 2nd Ave. He purchased just on the edge of I-95, which at that time, 10 years ago, was, it was not what it was today.
Yeah, I mean, he purchased all of this
on the west side of Wynwood.
But then he went and got it changed, and he got the Mana sap.
Yeah, well, give him props.
He took it another level.
Well, you know what? He was able to. And why was he able to? He was the majority landowner. When you have...
He wasn't at that time.
You're not going to get a sap if you're not a majority landowner.
Yeah. I don't know.
So...
Whatever. Let's get off Mana. Let's transition. So I listed the articles that I've been reading lately, and let me put this up for you so you can read it. Oh, it didn't go up.
You're gonna ask me to read. I have my glasses, man.
I'm not gonna ask you to read. I'm just trying to show you what. So here's one article. The Hollow family sells Brickell development site for $363 million.
That's crazy.
They bought it for $15 million.
Where's this at? I mean, I've been seeing the hype. I read briefly the article, but I'm going to be honest, I have not read it.
I'll show you exactly where it is. It's right down the street. It's a parking lot. It's been a parking lot since they bought it. They didn't do anything to it. They bought it like 20 some years ago.
You know who benefits from this? You know who really benefits from this?
What do you mean? Who benefits?
Yeah,
the Hollow family.
No, the church.
No, it's not the church.
No, dude. They're talking about the church property here where the food trucks are.
You just told me you didn't know where it was.
No, now that you're showing me the aerial shot, I'm saying who benefits from it. You just zoomed in on it. That's when I said that. Yes.
Well, you're thinking they're going to use it as a comp?
Of course.
I don't believe that this is a true number. They bought it for $15 million.
The Hollow family is not a bunch of... I mean,
you're telling me?
I know. You went to the real estate school.
They lectured my classes.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
Him and his son.
I mean,
so
I knew him. I heard him talk in the Latin Builders Association back in the day. I mean, that's the first time I ever heard of them. I'm talking about 15 years ago. Me personally, the one who benefits from this is that church down the street from us who been trying to sell the land, but the community's been in an uproar.
The community?
Isn't this community? This is a piece of part. I drive by this.
What do you mean though? But the community's up in an uproar?
Yeah, a lot of the people around here don't want that site to be developed for some reason. I don't know why. If you pull up an article, you'll see it.
Really?
Yeah.
They don't want the church site to be developed?
No. They want to keep it. They don't want the site to be developed.
Why?
They want to keep like the whole park and beautification.
There's no park there.
I know that.
There is no park there.
There's a bunch of food trucks that go on Friday, dude.
Yeah, but
that's all there is there.
I hate these groups. I literally can't stand.
Oh, dude, groups. I drive by that lot every day.
Right down the road, man. So look at
it's a parking lot.
Yeah. So, and here is what they paid for it. $15 million, 2000. 22 years ago, they paid 15 million. 15.5 to be exact.
Holy shit.
And now they sold it for $363 million. It's a big number, man.
Where do you go from there? Now, my question is this.
Who? The Hollow family?
No. Just my question is this though. When you say that number, it's a big number. It's a big headline number. When I take a step back, I'm like, all right, were development rights included in that transaction? Were entitlements included? Permitting? All that number. But let's be real. If you're going to develop a high rise,
no, but they already tried to sell it before, and the other developers backed out, and they had a whole development site, and they said that everything that was going to be approved, entitled, and all that stuff. So
what's behind all this? Because here's how I look at this. When you give me that big number, my first instincts as a commercial real estate appraiser / whatever analyst, I look at this and I'm sitting there saying, all right, does that transaction includes the plans, permits, entitlement, everything ready to be developed? Like right now, you can come in, buy that, and boom, you can hit crane and hit the ground running. Right off the gate, right there, you're looking at a huge number because time is money. This isn't raw land. I don't personally think this is raw land.
This is raw land.
I have a hard time believing that's sold as raw land.
It's improved by a parking lot.
No. When I say raw land, I mean you're buying this, then you still have to go through the whole exercise of getting plans to develop on it.
No, but I just told you that it already has a developer already had plans on.
Okay, so you're setting so in theory, that value is not raw land.
It could be shovel ready.
Shovel ready. That's a huge difference between shovel ready.
Yeah, but that's not even the point. The point is that these guys bought it for $15 million, and now it's worth $363 million. But 22 years. I didn't do anything.
Well, yes, they did. They got plans. They started the process of getting on.
Hollow didn't. Hollow didn't.
The soft cost.
They were going to sell it to some other developers.
Well, I guess my question is this, which we don't know. When we say the word soft cost, that's what I'm thinking. Is the soft cost already added on to that raw land value?
I don't know, man.
Because that to me, when you're saying I don't believe that number, well,
no, I believe the number. I just believe that there's got to be, so that when I look at that as an appraiser, I say $363 million. I say, okay, so you must probably going to build 363 condo units.
Mm-hmm.
And that means that per land is $1 million per condo unit, right?
Right.
Then you got to add on some construction cost on that,
right?
Which I don't know how much it is.
Whatever it is.
So where does that put you? Does that put you to $3 to $5 million condo per unit, or does that put you higher? And that's a pretty big number. And
I agree with you. But here's what I say is when you see that number, the way it's portrayed in all the...
And they sold it during inflation.
Right, exactly. Now. But when it's portrayed in all the trades, it comes across as raw land.
I bet this was already it was already under contract 12 months ago.
It wouldn't surprise me. But at the end of the day, what I get back to
now these developers are going, God.
Yeah, damn. But at the end of the day, though, I personally think, just as an observer, I don't think it's raw land. I think that land plus all the soft cost entitlement, shovel ready, because that's a huge number for raw land. Because let's be real, if you're going to be a developer and you're buying this as raw land, then you got to dump all the soft costs associated with a project.
No, I mean, I think, they already did that work.
Well, that's why they're getting compensated. Now, granted, I'm not sitting here saying it's still a huge number. I'm not sitting here saying
it's such a huge number that Hollow sold it.
Exactly. They made him, in the words of the Godfather, they made him offer he couldn't refuse.
Look, man.
I mean, let's be real. Look at that.
If you zoom out, it's
the only parcel.
This right here. If you see the owner, Brickell Owner LLC, that's the Panorama building. That's their building. That's Hollow's building, which is the tallest building in South Florida.
Look at it. It's the only vacant parcel on
building
Brickell
that's
Lab.
gonna. What?
What other vacant parcels on Brickell Lab?
No, that's it.
That's it.
That's gonna
be Brickell Key Drive, not Brickell Lab. Brickell Key Drive.
That's gonna be a huge tower.
Huge.
So
I feel bad for the individuals who have the condo unit right across the street from him, who have a nice, gorgeous view of the ocean, and within 5 years they're gonna have,
but they've been benefiting for too long. So it says 2.5 acre parking lot. Last traded for 15.5, 2000. Now it's plans to, here you go, 1,049 feet tower, which would have been the tallest in Florida, designed by Norman Foster.
So it
has to be 6. It was to have, this is prior. This is what they had been planned. 660 residential units. So I just said 300. So if you're selling it for 363 million, right? That's $1 million. So if you're selling it for double that, which it is, that's 500,000 per land per unit.
Wow.
Yet construction didn't take place. The sales of condos priced over $1 million in Miami at an all-time high in the first quarter. This could be a great time to launch sales of new condo along Biscayne Bay. So, and this is what it says right here. The question is whether it be the tallest building in Florida, whether it's completed. The title currently belongs to the 868-foot Panorama Tower, which is owned by the Hollow family. However, the Waldorf Astoria residence, Miami, is planned downtown, and it would rise higher at 1,050 feet.
Crazy.
Yeah, man, that's going up to the stars, baby. Going to the stars, reaching high.
Jesus, how much this area had changed in just 10 years.
Bro, you always say this.
I always say
it. Always want to get emotional.
Well, you know why? For me, it's my home, man. I was gone for 10 years. I come back and I'm like,
I call it home too, man.
And I'm like, what the hell happened, dude? Of course I'm going to be emotional. It's my city. It's my home. But I look back and I'm like.
So I like this one. Watch this. This article is pretty cool. It's very short and sweet. But if I can open it up. This building is an office building, and it's located. Oh man, I just closed it.
Oh, you have it open.
I did?
Yeah, you right now you closed it. Go back, hit the back button. Don't even do anything else.
That's all right. So it's located like right here somewhere. Right? I think so. Like right over the river somewhere. Oh, maybe it's down here. Somewhere. Where's the right over the river? Like, oh, maybe it's right here. That's it right there.
Holy shit! That used to be like a ship junkyard almost.
Northwest 7th Ave. This is where Beckham was going to put at one time,
the stadium
was going to go right here.
That's why all that area blew up with investors at some point. It was speculation
along here and all that, and they didn't want to.
And he should, by the way, build it there.
I don't know. I mean, it would make a huge thing on that. I mean, remember we were looking at this is where you just appraised that other building right here, and that's Sea Spice and all along Kiki on the River is all right here. But this, and I just said Kiki on the River, and the guys that bought this are the owners of Kiki on the River.
Damn.
So this we appraised back in the day, and it was built by it was either like a construction company or an architecture company who over improved it. It's a very cool building, super super cool building. When you walk into it and stuff like that, it looks like a nightclub. I mean, but it has like cool wood and like the balconies are real big and like the parking and everything like that. And you're just like, wow, this is like, but you don't really see it when you drive by it. You have to be in it.
Right.
Feel like the materials of the concrete and the wood and everything, the way they did it, the way they really designed it. Very cool building. Very hard to appraise for comps.
No doubt. I mean,
they over improve it. It was, like, what is it called? Like functional obsolescence.
Over improvement, functional obsolescence.
So going back to the article, This is the buildings, right? It doesn't look like.
It looks like a 1980s design almost. You know, it's weird.
I see what you're saying, but like once you get in there, like the materials and the finishes. So this was bought by Roman Jones, Roman Jones is actually the son of the Bee Gees singer.
Which one?
Good question. I don't have that.
Because the last name is Gibbs. I'm like, where the hell Jones come from? They don't have any, unless they have a sister we don't know of.
Maybe it's the other one.
Which one?
I guess it's Jones.
the one-off kid that, you know, oops.
I could tell you, man.
Not knocking on you, Roman. I'm just trying to understand who you are.
Jones comes from the line of successful
people. The monkey, dude.
Oh, sorry. Mick Jones.
Dude, yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
The famous English songwriter.
Of course, I know Mick Jones. My dad grew up with the Monkees, and of course, I was exposed to the music.
Hey, watch your tongue.
Dude, the Bee Gees? Come on, man. That's night and...
The Monkees and the Bee Gees.
You just kicked the Monkees in the nuts, man.
That's pretty close, dude.
Dude. You can't... All right, go for it.
So they bought it. So if you know anything about Roman Jones, he is from Opium Group. That was his hospitality group. Still was the owner of Mansion. Mansion was the big nightclub.
Of course, yeah, back in the day.
Years on Miami Beach. Mansion is what gave Dave Grubman his career. Dave Grubman is
that's crazy. Yeah, Mr. Miami now with all the different restaurants he has. Yeah, absolutely.
In Fountain Blue, Live is Dave Grubman. So that started with Mansion, which started with Roman Jones. The nightclub that I used to run was the head marketing guy, went and opened his own. His name was Mark.
Did you know Roman Jones at the time?
Roman Jones came in and out of our club all the time. Yeah. They were competitors, but like Mark was his top guy who went down the road and opened his own club. So we were in complete competition with Roman Jones. But now Mark and they all work with Kiki on the River and all this stuff. So they're buying this office building. They bought it, $20 million. And I wonder if it turns into a nightclub. I almost guarantee you this is the next nightclub.
You know what?
It's a perfect place for a nightclub.
I would argue this. Parking. Here's the problem you're going to have with that. If you put a nightclub on the ground floor.
No.
Oh, you're talking about the whole thing?
Yeah.
This is not multifamily. This is an office building.
This is an office building.
Oh, yeah.
This is a nightclub.
Dude, look at that view. What the view?
This guy that's buying it, he's not moving offices in there.
No
way.
No.
In this art, it says Jones is the head of the Miami-based Opium Group, which includes Mokai, Kiki on the River, Baby James, and more. Yeah. I mean, at one time, they controlled almost all the nightclubs on Miami Beach.
Look at the balconies.
No, I know. I've been there twice. I mean,
what's the view?
Twice.
What's the view?
No, it's dope.
Exactly.
And the outside space, which is what you want for
a
nightclub.
Look at the rooftop terrace on that.
No, it's dope.
It's dope.
It's solidly
that's a nightclub.
made.
That's a nightclub. No doubt. No doubt.
Now
that you're telling me the story and the backstory of who the buyer is and what he does, that's a nightclub.
Watch. I can't wait to be right. And now I have it on film. So, and then I guess the last thing that I'll bring up.
I laugh, dude. Get the Bee Gees and the Monkees. Come on, man.
Bro. I don't even know the difference, to tell you the truth. I mean, I know the Bee Gees, like the guy sung high voice, but I couldn't tell you any songs from either one of them. So this is what's really going on. And if you're in commercial real estate, no matter who you are, whether you're a single family owner or you're a major player,
what?
You want to know what's going on with the 1031 exchange.
Interesting article.
So this came out, says
CNBC.
Yep. CNBC, what Biden's proposed limits to the 1031 exchange means for investors and the economy. And basically what they're proposing is that they're capping it at $500,000 and $1 million if you're dealing with a married couple.
Really?
That's it. Yeah. So if you go above that or whatever.
Then why do a 1031?
What do you mean?
Yeah, if you're an investor, why would you cap cap it. There's a cap. There wasn't a cap before, from what I understand, right?
Well, they say in the article that Obama tried to do a cap, or maybe he did have a cap.
So think about
$1 million.
Right, but Obama, right? Half of the administration had a Republican-led Congress.
It says right here, attempting to cap the 1031 exchange tax deferral isn't new. To that point, President Obama's 2016 budget proposal included limiting the deferral on real property to $1 million annually. Since Section 1031 of the tax code hasn't seen a major change since the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act in 2017. It's a natural target for the Biden administration to generate the additional revenue for the IRS. So Obama tried to do it. What this article states is that, okay, that Biden will obtain $1.95 billion in revenue, but all of the secondary vendors that come along with it, they say it's 568,000 jobs, created $27.5 billion of labor income, and added $555.3 billion in GDP during the course of the last year. The numerous like 1031 exchange process, including real estate investors, escrow specialists, qualified intermediaries, finance companies for lending, attorneys who negotiated agreements, Delaware sanctuary trust brokers, sponsors who create DSTs, third-party reporting professionals like us responsible for aspects like appraisals, property conditions, title checks, surveys, and due diligence. As a result, if exchanges are limited as President Biden proposes, the negative impact would extend far beyond prospective sellers. And the last paragraph says, however, in this case, extensive drawbacks of President Biden's proposed limits on 1031 exchange clearly outweighs any possible benefits. So
I didn't know about that.
Yeah. So he's like doubling down from what Obama said, trying to bring it to 500,000. And
we're in a right now we're in an era where
but also what the article says, sorry to stop you, but they're saying that if what it would probably do is like stagnate the transaction pipeline instead of you selling it now, because you get 6 months, right? You have to, if you say I'm going to do a 1031, you get 180 days, 6 months. Therefore, in 2022, the investor would right now have to be finding his 1031 exchange
next property,
to make it happen in 2022, right? So if this went through, then that would change the game of what the cap is from what Obama said it and what it could be, going forward at 500,000 or $1 million for married couples. And I mean, so what they're saying, what I was going to get at is that since we don't know how far this administration is going to go, meaning that it could be a conservative administration soon after the
after the election
2024.
Yeah.
So if you're an investor and you were gonna sell, maybe you hold off.
I would.
Okay, so if you hold off the pipeline,
if I could,
now you're holding off on transactions. So, and all the people that play along in those transactions, lawyers, appraisers, brokers, that their livelihoods depend on that. Now you're holding off on that, right? You're pulling back on that and waiting for the administration to change, and therefore hoping that is overturned, and then you continue on with your deferred tax.
And by the way, you're saying 2024. I would say 2025.
Right.
The reason I say that is an administration comes in, they come in 2024. They don't start making changes that kick into 2025.
Right.
So we'll take it one step further.
Right, it's 3 years.
3 years. Wow. I mean, at the end of the day, I guess what I look at all this.
How many times do you think you say at the end of the day?
What?
How many days are we talking about here?
What are you talking about?
I don't know. You always say this term at the end of the day.
I don't know. Something I say.
But how many times do you think you say it?
I don't know. You're the one that's keeping tabs of it. You tell me.
I'm going to start keeping tabs.
Start keeping tabs.
All right.
You tell me. I may say
Taylor,
it often. I don't even realize it. Start it, Taylor. I have no fucking clue how many times I say it.
All right, we'll find out.
And I probably say more often than I care to, but who cares?
We'll let you know.
We'll
get a thing behind you.
If you're going to be that nitpicking, ding, 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 like a little timer, ding, ding, ding. Look, there it goes. Taylor, you're keeping tabs. What's going on, man? Look, I guess when I look at this, it's like, how did that benefit the public, the economy?
Well, he's saying,
what are you getting out of this?
$1.9 1.9 billion.
You're going to get 1.9 billion by stalling?
Yeah, but
people are going to stall if they could.
You know what? Well, let's see what it says. It says, with this proposal is intended to generate 1.9 billion in revenue for the government, though taxing the sale of real estate. Many people don't realize that taxes paid and related to businesses using like-kind exchanges were already projected to produce 7.8 billion.
Yeah, I just don't get it. I mean, at the end of the day, why? I get there's so much other stuff that needs to get addressed, issues that need to be addressed, like gas at $4.10 a gallon, and you're focusing on 10.31 exchange. Let's be real, man. I mean, we're talking a war in the Ukraine, gas prices at a record level, inflation, interest rate going up, supply chain issues, and you're focusing on 1031 exchange.
Damn, I was looking for this article.
I mean, that's going to impact all of us. I don't know how often, because we don't really know unless there's an issue. How often do we come across 1031 exchange when it comes to purchases?
Oh, no, it happens. Yeah,
it happens. I'm not going to say it doesn't.
I think most investors try to do it.
But we don't know unless we ask.
So, with that being said, right? Yeah, like restaurants push Senate for more COVID-19 relief 2022 funding.
How much fucking relief do we need for COVID? Fauci just said it's no longer a pandemic.
This is April 19, 2022.
Good Lord. COVID relief.
So they want to take away. They want to take 1031s away from real estate investors, right? They want to get away from the deferred tax, but they also want to just
increase our taxes by giving out relief funding.
Give out relief funding to.
As it is, we're not making any interest off the student loan debt.
Hey, slow down with the student loan debt.
I knew right there. I kicked you in the nuts with that.
I think.
No, but for real, let's look at this. I mean, the Senate pondered new COVID relief funding. I feel like laughing. COVID relief funding 2 years after the height of the pandemic.
How does that make you feel? Speak your truth. Go ahead.
More like a what the fuck moment.
What happens? What about the restaurant owner?
At this point, of course I care about that guy. But if that guy doesn't have a business plan if he survived COVID, why didn't he stick to that business plan today? Right?
Well, no, I agree.
He survived.
I agree.
God bless the guy. He survived this.
During the week, I said
this sounds like a January 2021 article.
But remember, there is some states that were locked down way longer than we were.
Good point. You're talking federal.
We're in Miami. We're in Florida, man.
You're right. I got to give you that. I'm thinking Florida. Yeah. I mean, I may not agree with our governor with a lot of the shit he does, but when it comes to
that was the good thing.
That was the good thing. Probably the few good things he'd done. But yeah, I would agree with that.
And New York, California.
No.
Blue states.
Yeah. So I now that you say federal.
Now you want to give money?
No, I don't want to give money. What's wrong with you? A Senate ponders new COVID relief funding for restaurant and other hard-hit industry. A restaurant trade group released a survey that calls attention to the plight of restaurant ownership who missed out on prior funding programs. So you're telling me the guy who didn't do his research?
I think we should open up a food truck right now just to get relief.
Just to get fun. But here's how I look. Just that first paragraph.
Maybe we can get relief.
No.
Upstart capital.
Here's how I look at this. A savvy restaurant owner, by now, we're talking 2022, would have already done his homework and found out all the loopholes and all the funds that are available to him.
Well, he wouldn't have. He would have hired a lawyer.
Exactly. No, not even hire a lawyer. It's the freaking internet, dude. You can get on the internet and start researching if you wanted to.
Bro, you hire a lawyer.
How much is the lawyer going to cost you?
Who cares?
Okay. I think you have a good point. But I look at it as this. We just talked about it earlier.
Business, I'm hiring a lawyer.
No, I agree.
Doing the research.
But there's a lot of data available to us nowadays on the internet.
Thanks.
Huh?
Thanks.
Yeah. Just go on there and look. The survey found nearly 1/4 of restaurants that did not receive a grant through the Restaurant Revitalization Fund.
Here's how I
in
feel.
2021. Wait, hold on. Are in danger of closing their business within 3 months. 2022, and we're talking about closing a business within 3 months of a pandemic that occurred 2 years ago. So you survived the worst. You survived the fucking worst of the storm. Right? Your business is doing okay.
Well, not really.
Well,
you only have 3 months to fucking stay open.
You have 3 months to stay open today.
Yeah.
That's why I have a hard time. Why I have a hard time understanding. Hey, listen, I'm not in the restaurant business, right? I don't know.
Very slim
margins. Not
very hard business.
Very hard business. It's hard to find good people.
Yeah.
You go into a restaurant now and they'll tell you flat out.
Provide you entertainment, a place to eat dinner.
Half the restaurants empty and they're telling you there's a 45-minute wait.
They had to go
because they're short staff,
putting up plastic things.
Yeah, they got to listen. I'm not, but I'm stuff, just.
Right? They get hit hard.
Yeah, I'm going to continue reading.
And the restaurant places were the places right in 2019 when the malls were dying and all the retail places were dying with brick and mortar and e-commerce. Restaurants were saving those strip malls in the malls and everything.
Of course,
everything was turning into restaurants.
Yeah,
that was thriving.
Yeah,
COVID coming on and everyone locked down. It fucking did away with all those people.
Yeah. Let me continue reading this. So that works out to about 24% of restaurants that did not receive an RRF grant compared to just 13% of those restaurants that did, according to the survey of nearly 1,000.
13% did, 24% didn't.
Independent Restaurant Coalition, as part of the effort to underscore the need for additional rescue grants.
It's a long article.
Meanwhile, about 48% of restaurants that did not receive the RRF grant say they are in danger of defaulting on a loan, more than twice the 22% of business that received the RRF grant. About 4% of restaurants that didn't get a grant said they're in danger of filing bankruptcy, compared to the 25% of those that did.
Yeah, but it only says 4% are doing vacancy. Okay,
so I guess what I'm getting at is
here's the data, though.
They didn't do their homework.
No, but here's the data. Most restaurants fail within the first 3 years.
Yes.
Okay, they're saying 4% that didn't get the money are failing. That's a very low percentage.
And these restaurants survived the pandemic,
here's
a global pandemic that shut down. How many? I mean, we're talking about a global pandemic where you were forced to do takeout, and you've made it through that.
Here's what I would have to say to allow these people to get funding. Show me your historicals that are trending from, like, let's say 2015 to 2019. Show me 4 years that were trending upwards. And then the pandemic hit in 2020. Maybe you were closed down in 2021. Now you want money. Show me that you were trending upward and you can operate this business and it actually was making a profit and you made it over that hump. Don't tell me that you opened, recently or opened in 2019 and now you're failing. You need money to, plug the holes as the ship goes down.
Yeah. I'm not gonna go through the whole article. It's a freaking long article, but just right away, it's right? Like you're going like,
get you steamed, right?
What the hell? I mean, I get it. Listen, I have no idea.
Hard business,
it's a hard business.
One of my best friends is a restaurateur, and he works hard.
And I see just walking in where you see half the place is empty, and they're telling you a half-hour, 45-minute wait. And then they'll flat out and tell you.
Here in Brickell.
Yeah.
I told you. We went that night. Monday night. They're saying, at North.
Yeah.
A major place.
Yeah. So I get it. I get it.
What's up with the tables? Oh, no, we didn't. You know what?
But because of the short staff. But the crazy part about it is because of the short staff.
So it's happening here, too.
It is. But then you're going to ask for federal funding?
I don't know what they're asking for. I don't know if they need
It's the federal government's fault that they can't find staff? I mean,
isn't that weird?
It is weird. At the end of the day, get passed on to us as the taxpayer.
Have prices gone up?
No, the funding, right? the all this funding stuff.
No, but have prices gone up in the restaurants? Not really, right? I haven't felt it. I haven't seen it.
You know why? Because we're making more. We don't pay attention.
No, but I do pay attention. It's not really. I haven't seen the prices downstairs go up or at North or.
I haven't seen it downstairs. No. So, interesting article though.
Good, right?
Yeah. So.
Let's leave it at that.
Yep.
All right, man.
All right, man.
427. Go home.
Go home.
Good night,
Sounds good, man. Bye.